Happy Sunday, everybody. I hope you're having a good Labor Day weekend. Just wanted to share a chart really quick. Nvidia is one that is one of my top core positions and a stock that I follow closely, a company I follow closely, and just want to show you what I'm looking at here. And long term, there's some really interesting developments going on. What we're looking at here is a daily chart going back about 5 or 6 years, and it's just the trend line channels of the higher highs and the higher lows that have been this most recent move, and the pink line is a Fibonacci extension that's drawn on this move, and it will make a little bit more sense why this is drawn the way that it is as we scale out. And just going back to the weekly, here's a 20-year look at Nvidia and what's been going on with the stock. This is a logarithmic view, and you can see this channel up here. You can see our extension now on a weekly makes a little bit more sense on this breakout. And then just going back on these channels, the orange line, extending them to the left, you can see, okay, this coincides perfectly with the financial crisis sell-off, and you can see back in the tech boom how accelerated it got from this general channel, the history of the company. So right now we've just broken above this line, this support over this major historical channel, and then going back to our Fibonacci extension and why this is drawn the way that it is. Retracing the biggest move in the history of the company was along with the .com. Just looking at this segment, peak to trough, this initial move. And zooming back out, we can see 161 is a major reversal line. It reversed actually all the way down to this longer term, the beginning of this channel that we're still in now, and is where the coronavirus sell-off and where the Bitcoin sell-off landed. Just looking at this quickly, seeing the chart work its way back up and seeing this, as it broke through $38 in 2016, the run to 500 has really been pretty epic. We're seeing, the breakout above this 161.8 level is just tremendously important. The run to 423, which becomes a critical level of if the trend is going to exhaust or if a new trend is going to begin. Once it settled above and closed above this 423, this entire retracement of the .com boom is done on a Fibonacci, from the way I interpret them. And this extension from the move here is the new move that's now in play. And that's why that line is drawn there, and getting rid of this and just simplifying this back down. We have a clearer look. And then looking in on our daily, our sell-off was almost to the penny on this long-term line. So we really want to see it continue to bounce and hold 500 bucks, a little under 500, but we want to see it hold 500 and resume the trend all the way up to 635, 650. That's what I'm playing for on a Fibonacci, just guideline. I mean, it fit in here so perfectly. And I also, this is a unproven thesis of my own, but I think the companies that specialize in artificial intelligence and machine learning are being day traded with just higher intelligence and with machine learning themselves. So you're seeing Fibonacci type retracements and mathematical type expressions play themselves out more in the stocks that are tech heavy themselves. I'd love to see a study on that, but I think Fibonacci sequences are really interesting. They're not always perfect, but sometimes they just fit so perfectly that it makes me feel like these patterns are expressing themselves, and there's something there that's a scaffolding when we don't know quite where to go in evaluation realm. The machine trading is taking us to these. I mean, they're applying these charts not necessarily the same way I am, but they're interpreting the data of these, historical numbers. The companies that are specializing in that data science, it makes sense to me that these are the ones that are being traded like this, more quantitatively, more computationally. So that could be a bunch of BS. Who knows? It's still a great company. So long term, we have to see these trends. There's really another way to value them. So finding, some type of scaffolding to establish a price level, a relative price level, I think we have to look back further than we otherwise would. So let's see how this plays out. But I think it's more likely than not, we're going to see bias to the upside in Nvidia.